Morning, everyone. It is Sunday again, which means typically two things. One being the Vikings are probably going to lose, and two, it's time to detail another car. Now, I was going to do a wash and talk video today for you guys. I forgot that cool little mic that I got, so you're going to have to accept the little quick edited version that I do. Now, one issue that we have here at the toy box is, yes, we expanded from this side, which is only about 4,000 square feet, to this side, which gave us a whopping 12,000 square feet, but we still have too many cars in here. If we need to ever get any one of those four down, we got to move these two or three, whatever, are sitting here out of the way just to get those four down. So what I'm thinking here before I start this video is I want to put cars in that area that I don't plan on driving, or we don't plan on driving that often. We got a number of cars that we buy just for, we don't buy them to resell them by any means, but we also don't buy them to put, thousands and thousands of miles on. Some of them we do, like the S65. That's got, I think, like 3,000 miles on it. The Hummer, it's probably one of the lowest Hummers in the state, or in the country. It's got about 3,000 miles on it. Some of these vehicles, like that ZR1, for example, is 2019. It is a collector for us, but also something that we just seldom drive. Maybe a trip to the store once in a while, or out to dinner. So that's only got maybe 220 miles on it. So something like that, and something like maybe the SLS, and I guess my ZL6. I bought that not to pound on. Why would I do that when we got other cars that we can, drive and pound on? That's not a daily driver for us, just like the ZR1. So what I'm getting at is, like, the Camaro and the C8 are something that we do drive, or I will drive the ZL1 once the weather turns. So I think I'm going to put some vehicles that are not going to be used as often, such as maybe the Viper, maybe the ZR1. I don't know. I'll put something in their place. And I could go through each one of these and say why we do or don't drive them. The SL, we can easily replace that if needed. So that should be actually down. That should be swapped with the Viper, because the Viper, that's the last year built for that. If hopefully they do decide to come out with that again. I'm sure it'll be some nasty either resurrection of the V10 or maybe an EV, whatever. I'm just speculating. But for now, that's the last year built. That's only got about 350 miles on it. So something like that, it makes more sense to tuck over here. But I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way, give you guys some startups. Last year Hummer H2 is 2009. I think I said about 3,000 miles on this thing. I actually gave this thing a bath off camera last week after I did the GT500. It was just full of dust and box elder crap. I couldn't look at it like that anymore. This is not going to be a special startup, but I'll film it. There's actually 3,500 miles on that Hummer. This one here is my 2024 M4 competition. For those who don't know, these do take a lithium charger. Next is my 2023 Challenger Hellcat wide body. Not a red eye, unfortunately. Now we got to figure out which cars we want where. I think I want to put the Challenger under the racks. I think I'm going to change which cars are over here, actually. So I'm going to think on this just for a second. Okay, I spent the last about 25 minutes or so trying to figure this out. I'm going to do it in the springtime, where it makes more sense for me to get all the cars out. I can clean the floor, blow all the dust away, and then I can organize it how I want to. I was about to take like the ZL1, because I'm going to wash that now. I was going to take the ZL6 and put that in its place. I had this whole thing all figured out, but for now I'm just going to take the ZL1 out, throw the M4 in there or something, and we'll do it all in the springtime, because we're not going to be able to drive these cars for the next 6 months anyway. this spot open, I'm gonna put this Corvette in there. It's been about an hour since I last picked up the camera. Got some cars moved around. I never realized I never put the plates on the Camaro. So I emailed my guy. I'm like, hey, I never got these plates. And then I went through the bin that I put together, and sure enough, the plates are there. But more importantly, I spent the last almost hour cleaning up a flood. I need to get a new, I think this will solve it, a new washer for the garden hose, like a garden hose washer for this, because this was just, I'm gonna mop all this up. Yeah, this all cleaned out and pumping like crazy, get the humidifier, get this room dehumidified, but it was leaking from, it looked like it was coming from here. So I'm hoping that that's not the case, but I'm gonna get a new washer, thinking that maybe just the, you know, sometimes the washers just dry out. This comes right here, and I have this little quick disconnect rigged up. So, but we don't have any washers here, so I gotta go anyway here in about 15 minutes. I'm gonna stop by the hardware store, get a new washer, and then I'll be in business, and then I can wash the ZL1. Sounds so good. I got a question from a viewer on one of my videos here recently that asked, why is it that I will power wash or rinse down the car before putting some soap on? That's a very good question. There's a few ways to wash a car properly. Some people like to take with the foam cannon, and as it is right here, just spray down with the foam, let it sit for, or dwell for maybe like 5 minutes or so, and then rinse all that off, and then do a second coat of foam, and then start hand washing the car. Some people do as I do. They rinse off the car as best as possible with the pressure washer, and then do the foam cannon. Now, think of it, there's really no wrong way to do it. There's the first way to do it, where you foam it, rinse it, foam it again. But to me, I feel like it's just a waste of product, because I'm pretty thorough, and all my cars are clear wrapped, but I'm pretty thorough in that initial pressure washer. I flush out and wash away as much dirt and debris that's sitting on the surface as possible. So think of it that way. You're not going to jump into a shower and instantly start, you know, putting soap on your body and shampoo in your hair. You're going to want to rinse any sweat and dirt off, you know, get wet first, and then you put the body wash and the shampoo on. Kind of similar with washing a car. Now, there are pros to doing the foam cannon to suds it up first, rinse that off, and then foam it up. And I will do that on, like, not necessarily on stuff like this, but see how the Hummer is getting kind of trashed. The benefit and pros to that is you can A, charge a customer if this is a business for you, but B, the real benefit is to let that foam kind of break down or like capture the dust and dirt that's sitting on the surface of the car. Now the Hummer, I actually did that last week off camera. I foamed it up, I let it sit, then I rinsed it off, and that's all I did because the car was clean. Then I used the CS3 to kind of dry it and do this like a rinse aid. So there are benefits to doing what you said, and that is to foam the car. I assume that's what you mean, is to foam the car, let that pick up the dirt that's on the surface, and then you rinse that away, and then you foam it again for the proper hand wash. Again, very good way of doing things, just not how I do it. I feel like it's a waste of product, plus I'm pretty thorough on that wrench job. Hope that answers your question. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Might not look like it, but it is dirty. When I say dirty, I mean I drove it from getting wrapped to here at the toy box, which is like 25 miles, so it's not terribly trashed. But you can see, just got a little bit of ick on there, a little grime, a little bit of dust. You know, all that stuff I could probably rinse away. And box elder crap. Man, this is a good looking car. I wish it would have had the 1LE package, but I'm kind of glad it doesn't, because that is more of a track focused car versus me. I'm just gonna be driving this to work. Kind of wish it wasn't gray, but it looks really, really good in white. So I'll stop rambling. Let's get to washing this ZL1.
This goes without saying. Just like that, she's done. About an hour later, I went around and did a hand drive with some CS3.
Oh, and also, I ate a pizza that's usually meant for like a family, but I'm fat, so I ate the whole thing myself.
Next one I'm going to do is the same thing that I did for the Challenger, the M4, the Hummer, etc.
I'm going to go around and coat it with the Adams Graphene Ceramic Spray Coating. I'm going to do what I did in the last couple videos where I spray it on a towel and wipe it into the paint. And then I'm going to let it flash for 30 seconds to a minute, and I'll wipe it off with a fresh towel. And what this will do is put a nice layer of protection on it, so the next time I wash it, or if it's just sitting here and a box of other bug craps on it, it's a lot easier for me to clean. It's like a shell. It's a good looking car. All right guys, well that was just a standard wash that I do with my cars pretty frequently, and then I go into this depth about a couple times a year actually. I like to coat that, I like to use that coating and then actually layer it throughout the year. It works, it enhances the previous layer if you keep on building it. That's what I've noticed at least. I kind of want to get a ZL1 wing. I don't know if you can get those. I mean, I'm sure you can, right? Aftermarket as an OEM. Oh, looks cool. I wonder if they go into the same existing mounts or holes that are. I guess I'll look into that. All right, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed that. As always, I do appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.